Hey guys, we are filming this for a challenge that was put out by Lorella, Not a Farm Girl, a Homestead adventure, and she came up with an open challenge to the YouTube community, which is entitled Dear Younger Me, the Homestead Edition. And the concept here is if you could write a letter to the younger version of yourself and give some sort of advice, what would that advice be? Well, I could come up with lots of advice to give myself. This is specifically for homesteading advice. And when I watched her video, she gave several different things that she would have told herself. So you're not necessarily limited to one, but I guess the biggest one I would have would be to tell myself to start a lot sooner. I was 47 before starting down this road, which is a little bit late in life. Got a friend who is looking for a piece of property to do the homesteading thing in retirement as well. You know, and we were discussing if we had started this in our 20s, how far along we could be, how much better shape we would have been and more energetic to be able to build outbuildings and clear land and do things that it's far more difficult to do these days than they ever used to be when we were younger. Yeah, that would be the biggest thing I would tell myself is start much earlier. Yeah, I don't know how much more advice I'd give myself. I mean, everything that I've decided to do, we've started doing here in the last year. I haven't done anything that I think I would tell myself not to do. I saw a couple of these videos where people were like, you know, I would tell myself never to have goats again, or I would tell myself never to have geese again. We live in a small neighborhood, or we live in a neighborhood on a small piece of property, and you know, we've got smaller animals and quieter animals. We're getting ready to start quail. We have chickens, we have rabbits, we have beehives. I would not tell myself to not do any of those. Again, I would just tell myself to start doing all of those 30 years ago.
Sooner. What would I tell myself? I don't know if I would tell myself so much anything. Maybe it would be like a redo. Growing up in Oregon, I spent a lot of time with my aunts and uncles and my godmother on her parents' farm, and I guess a lot of time in the country. But I had an aunt and uncle who have been regular canners, and my aunt works for the forestry department, so they would go foraging for berries and whatnot, and they kind of have always done what we're basically embarking on. They have always hunted, and they have canned, and they've gone crabbing, and they've kind of just done all sorts of those things. And I, on occasion, was asked to join, and I always wanted to, and I always wanted to be there to participate in the canning. I wanted to go on those hikes and forage for berries or mushrooms or whatever it was. But whenever the time arose, I was not available due to whatever I was doing with my family. And then, you know, as you get older and you kind of get further and further away from those things that you kind of thought were important, you just kind of, you build a different type of life. So I wish I would have, yeah, again, I wish I could have redone a couple things. But now, I mean, it's better late than never. That's what I say. Like, you could have gone the rest of your life not doing this, and even though it's later in life, at least we're doing it. We're enjoying it. We still have lots to learn. Some things that I kind of knew, I'm starting to remember again. I've actually really been thinking about doing the letter thing to myself, but to my future self. And that, it's still early enough to do it, so.
All right. Yeah, I don't really have anything else to add, I don't think.
Either.
That's really the big thing is anything I've done, whether I've been successful or not, and luckily we've been successful with pretty much everything so far. you know, I wouldn't undo any of those things. Even when you're unsuccessful, you learn something. As long as you don't continue to do it in the same way,
right?
You know, you're growing and moving forward.
Learning. But I live by the whole motto, you only live once. So if you haven't done it before, why say you can't do it now? You still have time. So we're just trying to live the best life that we can and make the most of it and do what makes us happy.
All right, so we are going to tag 3 more channels in this. I have not seen that any of these 3 have done this video so far. If they have and I missed it, I apologize. Or if somebody else has already tagged you and you haven't put the video out yet, then so be it. But we're going to do Dan at Home in the Sticks.
Oh, dang.
We're going to do the Bull's Gardening and Rabbitry. He's not necessarily a homestead, but he does do gardening. He does raise rabbits, and I really like him. I love his channel. His son Ricky is great. So we're going to challenge you guys, both Bull and Ricky. And, well, I guess Ricky probably wouldn't have anything to tell his past self, since I don't know how old he is, but he looks to be about 11 or 12 years old.
Yeah, that's about right.
And 2 Wild Onions Homestead. We're also going to tag you in this. Who are you tagging?
Who are you going to tag? I'm going to say hi to everyone and
right.
tag something.
All right, that's it for us. Thanks.
Bye, everyone.
I'm Andy.
I'm Tia.
Thanks for watching.
Don't forget to subscribe.
And hit the bell icon to subscribe so that you get notifications when we post new videos.
And don't forget the thumbs up.
Thanks.
Thank you.